Hey, welcome back to the Burn Bootcamp podcast. My name is Phil Thibault, and I'm a trainer here at Lake Norman. I have a couple questions I'm going to answer for y'all, and I'm going to jump into that as I introduce myself. So one of the first questions we have here is, how did you get started with Burn, and how long have you been in the family? So I'm actually getting right close to my 1 year mark. My wife started Burn. I'm originally from Utah, so my wife started Burn in Utah with trainer Jared there in Orem. I did a couple trials there, but it wasn't co-ed yet, so I could never actually really join. We moved to California for school and didn't have a Burn out there, but when we moved out here to North Carolina, my wife was like, I think Burn is from the area. And I was like, cool, go find yourself a Burn and I'll continue working out in my garage. And so she did it and had about 8 months under her belt when she gifted me a 4-week trial. It's actually not just to mention this, but it was the 4-week trial we're going on right now. The 4 weeks for $69, gave that to me for Christmas. And I started, and I was like, thanks, babe, really means a lot, but I'll probably go for 4 weeks and cancel. And I don't think I missed a day. Like, if I did, it was because I had to, but I don't know if I missed a day here at Burn. I loved it. And so that 4 weeks turned into now 12 months that I've been part of the Burn family. The next question, what's the best compliment you've ever gotten? So I had longer hair there for a bit, and I had a number of people call or tell me that I looked like Kevin Bacon from Footloose. So that was a pretty good compliment. So there's that one. What's an insult you've received that you're proud of? So I had longer hair once, and a couple people told me I looked like Kevin Bacon. No, I'm just kidding. I think one of the best, it's not necessarily an insult. I don't know if the person intended it as an insult, but I did my MBA. So my day job, I work for a bank, corporate America, a little different from training at Burn. But I had to do my MBA to get to the job I'm at. And to do your MBA, you have to take the GMAT. So it's a test with math and English and grammar. And I'm not strong at math. None of our trainers are, really, if you've seen us count on the floor. And so I had to go and really study and apply myself to get a score good enough to get into a program. And so I did 2 hours in the morning, about 2 to 3 hours at night, every day for 4 months to take this test. I took it. I got a score just good enough to get into the program, but nothing to get a scholarship. I took it again, got a little bit better to get a small scholarship. But when I talked to the bursar, the financial person at the school, his first question to me was, did you even study? And I think that really hurt. I had to swallow my pride in that conversation and kindly reply back. I did about 150 plus hours of studying, just didn't get the score I was going for. But I think whether he intended it as an insult or not, it was kind of put a chip on my shoulder as I went to that program. I didn't want to just be seen for my GMAT score. And so I pushed myself. I told myself the day I started the program, I was going to be one of the best students that ever went through there. Not just because of my test scores or because of my grades or the job I got, but because I wanted to push myself to become better and push others around me to become better too. And I think as a result of that, I was actually voted as the commencement speaker for my graduation, which I did not expect that, but that was, I think, just a result of the hard work I put in. Because that's what I wanted to do. And I think that insult, whether intended or not, kind of put that drive behind me to become better. Next question, why Burn? So I said my wife gifted me a Burn membership, and I think I started for the workouts. I thought, I'll learn some new equipment modifications for my gym. But I think I stayed because of the community. I started for a workout, and I stayed because of the community. My family and I were not from this area. The rest of our family is back west, and so for us to integrate within the community, I think we truly needed something like Burn. It was a family that welcomed us here. Now, when we walk around, when you go to the store or go shopping, I see people from Burn, and it's like a hometown feel now where we're at. So I think that was I started for a workout, but I stayed for the community. Next question. What has Burn done for yourself and your family? So in addition to helping us integrate, I think I've loved seeing my wife take on these camps. I think she was she's a confident person. She knows that she's strong, but I think she's also really hard on herself. And it was really cool to see her come home some of these days and say, hey, I just went from a 20-inch box and I flipped it over, I did a 24-inch box. I was like, that's awesome. Or she comes home and says, hey, I did that prisoner squat where I started on my knees and I ended up on my feet. And she'd come home just with this excitement. And I think just seeing that was really amazing. And then also throughout her pregnancy, coming here and being like, this is the one that keeps me going. I just thought that's something that Burn's done. It's just given us a place where we can just have our own 45 minutes, you know. The next question, what's the best part about being a mother or father? For me, a father, obviously, but I think I have 2 kids. I have a 3-year-old and then actually a 2-month-old. And I think for me, one of the best things as a father is just seeing them like grow and develop and seeing when things click. My daughter, she's obviously now communicating a lot more, and I love just seeing when things make sense for her. Like the other day, my son was a little sad. He was fussing in the crib, and she kind of came up to him and snuggled up and said, "It's okay to be sad. I know, you get sad when mommy leaves. Mommy always comes back." And I was like, that's exactly what I say to her. So I think for me, just seeing when she emulates the behaviors or mannerisms that we have, whether good or bad, sometimes it's dangerous. But I think that's just something I love seeing. It's just seeing her grow and see things click and see her learn and just become her own person. Then best professional or personal advice I've received. This quote I received once, I love it. It's, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I think that speaks so much in a professional setting, but also as you go throughout, like here at Burn, like us trainers, we can manipulate any of these exercises to make you burn and make you give up. But people could care less about all those manipulations if they didn't know that you actually cared for them. And so I think as trainers, we're here and like we start to notice like, hey, Doug, I noticed you didn't pick up handles. Like, do you want me to grab you a pair of handles? Oh yeah, sure, Phil, I forgot to grab them today. Or, hey, I noticed you're not jumping around. What's going on? And like, oh, I'm actually 9 weeks pregnant. Oh, congratulations. Let's modify some of these things so you're still getting the best out of your workout. I hope that I can emulate that as a trainer and as I go throughout my daily life. But I think that's a quote that constantly runs through my head. I know a lot. I may know a lot, but people don't care how much I know until they know how much I care. So how can I show care before I show knowledge? And finally, favorite Burn protocol day has to be burst day. Happy birthday is how I show up at the gym. I love birthday. As an adult, you don't typically get the opportunity to run around and basically play the floor is lava, but you get to do that on birthday. You jump over things, you jump on things, you crawl over things, you run around. It's just a fun day, and I think you can take a lot of those exercises and you mimic that as you hang out and play with your kids. You run around, you jump, you do all these different things. So birthday, it's fun to train, it's fun to take, and that's definitely my favorite protocol. So anyways, my name is Phil. I'm a trainer here at Lake Norman. If you ever get the chance to come on up here, we'd love to see you on the floating floor. 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.